Hello, welcome to part two. We were talking about sex. Or I guess I was talking about it alone in my office, and you were watching this. Sex is can be, it's really interesting, by the way, how some of the top five challenges, there are some couples there where they may not ever really have much trouble dealing with finances, but they really have a hard time dealing with sex. Or sex is one of the things that they don't have to worry about nearly as much, but they really argue about money all the time. No one relationship is going to be the same as another one, and so by the way, these don't mean that you're going to deal with conflict on these all of the time. It means that they are important aspects that have to be managed. Okay, some couples are great at managing the sex part. Some couples are great at managing the communication, but not the money or whatever. It really just depends on you and your experience and the people that you're with, right? So, how much self-disclosure goes into the sex part of a romantic relationship is also a big thing. Do you want to know your partner's sexual history? Do you not want to know? If you do want to know, how much do you want to know? It's a tough subject. It's a really tough subject, and it's easily something that can lower someone's relational satisfaction level if not managed appropriately. And I'm not just talking about the actual having of relations. I'm talking about the talk about it, the actual management of it. Okay, and then the last, number 5, is third parties. We're talking about in-laws or family relationships here. Usually the influential third parties in a couple's lives are going to be the families of each of the people. Sometimes it's at the top of that most influential list are the parents of the two people involved. Then you've got family, and then you might have some really close friends in there. It is when you go long-term with a person, you're going long-term with their family. And where I grew up, they always told you that if you marry her or you marry him, you marry their parents. And that, there's some truth there. Depending on how you choose to manage it, depending on how the two different sides of the family decide to manage it, can really impact this. But this can really be a powerful force in a romantic relationship, because if one of the relational partners is consistently hearing negative things about their partner from someone in their family, and they're still trying to be close to that family member, it's going to impact the relationship. There's just research that shows over and over and over again that if your best friend and your family, all they do is bag on and berate the quality of the romantic partner that you have, the chances of your romantic relationship making it plummet as long as you're close and have those people in your ears. So I am not saying you should cut people out of your life. Maybe it depends on the situation, okay? But ultimately, what you have to do is you have to ask yourselves, are they right? Maybe they're seeing something I don't see. Are they wrong about this person? And if they're wrong, how are we going to manage it? Do I need to have some distance between me and my family? Do I need to have some distance between me and my in-laws? Are my in-laws cool? I actually hit the in-law jackpot, by the way. My in-laws are wonderful to me. I have been accepted into my in-laws' family pretty much from the get-go, and I cannot complain about my in-laws. I really can't. I can't complain about my in-laws. I get along with my father-in-law. I get along with my mother-in-law, and it works out great. So I don't have the in-law struggle on my end. So perceived positivity of social networks more impacts women. So meaning that the friendship, the close friends, the perceived positivity of a social network is going to be more impactful to women, okay, generally speaking in the research. And then perceived negativity of family comments more impacts men, Okay, so if my mom's always in my ear about how bad my wife is, which she's not, okay, then that would impact me. Okay, so folks, these are the big five. The big five are you've got communication, you've got finances, kids, sex, and third parties. Now, are there other things that cause difficulties for couples? Yes, of course. But across the research of asking people, why did the relationship end? Long-term relationship end. What happened? If you take out, well, you can't even take that out actually. It's one of these five, usually. And they cheated on me. That's a sex thing. All right. We fell out. We grew apart. That's communication. We didn't have the same goals in life. That's communication. And by the way, I'm not saying every relationship is worth staying in. Sometimes you need to leave. I'm not saying you were wrong to leave or anything like that, but these are the five. And one of the things that you can do to not make it easy all the time, but to help yourself in the long term, is have conversations about these five things early in a relationship. If you think you're getting serious about someone, you might want to sit down and have a talk with them and say, hey, you know what? I don't know about you, but I think I might be in this with you for the long haul. Are you in with me for the long haul? And if they go, yeah, then you might say, you know what? Let's talk about these things. Let's not get 10 years in and then get so sick and tired of fighting over money that we're not able to move forward. Now, does it mean that the talk you have early in the relationship still holds true later? No. Money changes, rhythms of life change, health changes. People move closer, people move further away. If you're talking about third parties, you might have been all over each other sexually early in the relationship, and the older you get, that kind of tapers off a little bit. Or maybe the more you get to know each other, the more you're sexually intimate. There's all sorts of different things that can happen and change, and so consider these five things. So for our second discussion this week, I'm asking you to do some thought work on which of these you think for you carries weight. And so take a look at that prompt, make sure you answer that, and folks, I'll see you in the boards this week.